Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Insanity Challenge in Farming Simulator 2019, or Farming Simulator 19, where I've taken a small break to have some food, because I am fat, and we're just kind of continuing straight on from where we left off. Heading over to Field 27 currently to do the fertilizing contract over there, and after that we might be kind of forced to wait for a while. Because as things stand, as the game saves and I go into the pause menu, the only other contract currently available is a cotton harvesting contract, and we don't have a cotton harvester. There has been, since episode 1, and you won't even have seen this, an edit made to the rules by me, and I'm saying this for full disclosure. I kind of forgot that the sleep in the FS19 wasn't like a set period of time. So the intention was like you sleep for 8 or 10 hours or however long you wanted, however long it made you, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I've got up now, I can do some work. I completely forgot that you can choose how long you sleep for. So I've had to insert an extra rule that says like you have to sleep for 10 hours because otherwise the entire challenge kind of falls apart, because you can sleep for 1 hour and just be like, yep, done. Back to doing all of the contracts ever. I might use some fun little exploits that I found in the game. I don't know if they're still active in 1.1.2. I'm actually going to go this way. Just notice there is a bit of a more direct route this way. If I cross this bridge, go up by fields 25 and 26, I should have a slightly more direct route over to field 27. Albeit there's a river in between, but there does seem to be a second bridge up by field 30. So this could be, I don't know if it'll be faster, but it'll be a bit more direct. Because the alternative would have been take the turn off up by the shop, and oh, that way would have been a lot faster, I think. That would have been a lot faster because we would have actually got to field. Oh, dang it. I'm not going to turn around now. We're just going to zip time along until I am over at the field, so I'll catch you guys then. So we have successfully reached the field, but what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to jump cut to me actually doing this, because I'm going to do it later on. I have decided on a whim, it is currently 4:41 PM on Monday. I've decided on a whim that I do want to do my hour stream on a Monday. I originally wasn't going to do it, but yeah, I'll get back to you guys in this series once I've done that. So it'll be a few minutes, or literally a second or two for you guys. It'll be quite a while for me, most likely. And yeah, we'll continue on from there. And several hours after I last recorded, I am back. There's nothing switched on. Well done. So we should, because I've gone out of the save now and come back in, we should still have the contract, yes. Oh, we've got more contracts. I may have found a minor exploit. This might be good. We do need to finish off field 27. I forgot that I was supposed to encap. My apologies. We should be able to finish off field 27 right now, and then move on to some other contracts immediately afterwards. We can't do any harvesting contracts because I had to sell the bison, which is a bit of a shame, because harvesting contracts, if you get more than 100% of the contract completed, you can actually make some really good money really quickly. So we're just going to have to kind of work our way up to getting the bison again. I could, in theory, pull out a bit more of a loan, but I don't think that's worthwhile right now. I think I'm better off just sticking with what I've got. I've just noticed, I actually looked slightly to the left in real life for no reason when I moved to the left here like this. I think I was trying to look around. I'm not entirely sure why. So one thing I'd like to check is how much do we actually owe right now? Oh, we're still on maximum loanage. Right, so we can't buy the bison at all because we can't pull any more money out of the bank. I do want to be on this map screen with the fertilized... There we go. Fertilized filter up. Just so that I can see what I am doing. This field does need ploughing, but there's no ploughing mission for it just yet. So we can't do that. And I did spot there was another fertilizing mission, which we can very, very easily do. Just want to make sure that I'm not double fertilizing this bit. I am not. We are good to go. So it's up at the... Okay, up at that corner over there. Just to the left. Just kind of in the center right now. That's where we're heading to before we can restart headlands. Not headlands, uppy downies. We'll finish the headlands. This field is in... It looks like potatoes. Could well be potatoes in this field. And we are, like, we're not going to be making money very quickly in this game. At all. But it's going to be worthwhile. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to zip time forward a bit. So you guys don't have to sit through the entirety of me doing this field. And get back to you when we're done. And probably actually finish this contract. Pick up another one and then get back to you after the second one's done. Because, yeah, what's the point in me coming back and forward constantly when I think the next contract might be over at field 7. Just worth double checking. Field 8. Okay. Back over to the map. So yeah, I'll get the field 8 contract on the go as well once I finish this one. And then we'll see where we stand financially. So we should have made a bit of money. But I'll get you guys on the other side of these 2 contracts. I am doing terribly right now for fertilizing. Get you guys on the other side. So this contract on field 27 done. Now to head over to field 8. And I'm coming back to you very briefly just to explain something you might have noticed during the little bit where I was fertilizing field 27 there. That I was bringing up the pause menu a lot and the map on the pause menu a lot. That was just me checking how far into the missions I am, because every time you reload the menu it actually reloads this mini-map here, especially when you're looking at fertilized ground versus non-fertilized. It reloads every time you open the menu, so I was just flipping it up briefly to see where I was standing in terms of like the field completion. Field 8 might be a bit easier to do. It's got wheat in it. Field 27 had canola. So field 8 might be a slight bit easier to do because wheat tends to be a bit less dense than I don't know. They've changed the crop density, so I can't say for sure if wheat's going to be less dense than canola or any other crop. They've Giants have changed all the crop density, so they're a lot more dense in FS19. So kind of they all look different to what I'm used to. Although it does look like if I take the second right here, so there'll be a right turn, well, third right. There's a right turn here that leads up to the sawmill. There'll be a second right turn that kind of leads off in a weird direction. In two different directions, which is just coming up here after the railway. If I take the next right after that, after this one just here, that'll bring me down around the top of field 1, or fields 2 and 3, and I can actually use that to get to field 8. So that's my game plan here, and I believe we took the contract for field 8, didn't we? Just need to double check. Yes. Just so I don't waste any fertilizer. So, there's field 4, by the way. That has a cotton contract on it, but I'm not allowed to do it because I don't own a cotton harvester, believe it or not. On start from scratch. Minor update, we are actually in profit now from the 2 contracts we have done. So, we are definitely making profit, and this third one is going to be all free money, basically. All profit, all free money, all delicious, nice money. But I will skip time forward again and time-lapse again. Just because, you know, the contracting is very boring and you've seen a lot of in-cab fertilizing so far, so I don't want to sit you through any more than you have to. So let's get it and make it speedy. Ah, field 8 is actually quite grown. This is gonna be quite fun. That said, it's also corn, not wheat like I thought. So it's actually gonna be a bit easier. Anyway, speedy! Alright, that's the contract done. And all we can really do right now, we could do a contracting mission. There's a biogas plant to port. Wait, what? Port Southeast. There is no port southeast. There... I may have found a bug with the map. It's telling me that there's a contract there to transport. I'm gonna select it. Oh, I see! Okay, so you can set the points. That's an interesting thing you can do. You can basically set the points wherever you want them to be. But there was nothing that said you can. So, no, Port Southeast doesn't actually exist, but it's down by the spinnery. That is an interesting problem to have, and also I spat a bit onto my screen. I thought there was a dead pixel very briefly. Until I realised it was bright green, and a dead pixel is usually dark blue. Or, yeah, it usually shows up as blue, not green. I almost got very angry there. It's like I only bought this monitor like 3 days ago. So let's get this back to the yard. And I'm keeping you with me because basically there's no reason to not keep you with me, because the yard is just up over here, behind the behind the house on a cliff. And the yard is the shed that's also on a cliff. You know, the terrain tools the Giants have apparently got planned can't come fast enough, because the placement system needs a bit of work yet. Gonna be honest. By a bit of work, I mean it's... I hate the way that it currently is, with the giant plateaus everywhere. So, we have to go get the forklift, because we're gonna need it. The forklift is over at the harbour. That's gonna be quite a long run. So, I'll catch up with you guys when we actually get there. And we've got a long drive ahead of us after that. So I might actually catch up with you guys at the biogas plant. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll catch up with you guys at some point. We'll time-lapse the rest. Bye! Alrighty, BGA. Let's see where the hell we need to go here. Looks like it's in behind the silos we need to make our pickup. If you're wondering why on earth I'm bringing the forklift to do this, you must have missed the last episode, because you can't use a trailer, you've got to use something that you can load with. Does help if I try and go to the right side here. So let's just get this nice and lined up here like this. Now let's go slowly so we can line up properly. Last thing I want is to not be lined up correctly here. I wasn't lined up correctly. Okay, there we go. Pallet acquired. Now it's off down to what the game is describing as Port Southeast, so down to the Dockland area, with this pallet precariously perched atop the tines of this forklift. However, luckily you can tilt the forklift forwards and backwards, so hopefully this won't end too badly. Also, hopefully we don't get wiped out by a train, so I'm gonna just come to a stop here and have a bit of a watch for trains. No trains in sight, let's go. Something you may have noticed by now, and I'm going to keep you guys with me for now. Something you may have noticed by now is this is going to be a very time-lapse heavy series. It's not all going to be time-lapse, but you know, there's going to be a lot of repetitive stuff because we are going to be very much contract-based. And we don't have a lot of equipment just yet, so the contracts may be repetitive. Something interesting I might have to do is actually start, like, reload the save in a minute to maybe try and generate more contracts. I'm not entirely sure how contract generation works yet, so I may need to do that because we definitely can't afford a combine just yet. We're still a good 70-odd thousand short of even getting the small little bison combine. That was the wrong button, Dave. This way may be faster, going to the right here. I do have the beacon on. I actually need to get a thumbnail for this episode as well, so that's, something has oh, good lord, the way station is broken. So just toggle F-tab, enter. If you're wondering how on earth I'm doing that, I've got developer tools turned on. That means I can do this. And get a lovely screenshot of my dude driving the forklift down the road. Let's try and get the forklift a bit more. We'll have it kind of biased to the left, I guess. If it's... That's... it's probably about as good as we're gonna get. I can tweak this in Photoshop later, so let's hit print screen and have that moment of lag. And I'm gonna have to hit O and just turn off the cheats, and back in cab we go. So that does break a few small things with the game, but it's not a big deal. I can get them back working again in time, or basically by reloading the game. So not a big deal at all. Something that I don't particularly care about, you know, having an issue with. We're now approaching the commercial docklands, the harbour, which means we are nearing the town. It's where we picked up the forklift in the first place a few minutes ago. And I hear the train in the distance. We shall honk as by way of responding to the distant train, even though it will never hear us because it's probably miles away already. Because that train goes at actual speeds other than 25 kilometers an hour. So by way of a monetary update, if I just put it into the mirror there, you can see we're at €17,220. We did start off with $500,000. I did take out a $500,000 loan, and we went down as low as I think 4,000. No, we went down as low as like 1,900. So we're after making in a little over an hour and a half now. About €16,000 just from doing contracting. So we're a few hours in game, probably away from getting a combine, so we can actually start doing combine harvesting missions. Not the end of the world, but definitely an inconvenience. I'm kind of looking forward to getting a grass mission in a way. I obviously don't have the materials to do that just yet, but it'll be very cool to get one and see how they work. Because I've not tried that out yet in FS19. Hoping to get one fairly soon. I'm kind of curious about the weather system here in Estancia Lapacho as well. Will it be primarily sunny? Is there a way the Giants can tweak the weather in game to suit maps? I already know that the I'm gonna need this up actually. I already know that the buildings in Estancia Lapacho are actually inbuilt into the mod, like baked in. So you get Estancia Lapacho, the mod buildings show up straight away. So that's interesting, and something that mod makers can potentially do with maps is have their own custom placeable buildings, so everything matches up. I don't know if Giants will allow that now, but it's something that in theory can be done. So let's get this into the correct area. Does it need to be put on the ground? Yes, transport finished. So let's go into the contracting menu here, complete this, and let's get this home. Let's get this back to the yard. I know there's still equipment left at the shop, but for now let's get the forklift back up to the yard, just to give, I guess give the game time to generate more contracts if you can generate them while in game. If not, I can just save and load up again in the space of a couple of minutes. So this is a curiosity now for me. We're at €17,662 now. I can, if I wanted to, pay off the contract, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what machinery we do have right now in the shop. So we've got a trailer, a plow, a cultivator, a fertilizer spreader, and that's it. So let's get... We're going to need a seeder. There will be seeding missions. Let's buy that. And now we're down to 4,000 and kind of stuck again. Also, I've missed the roads. We're just going to go out through the hedging here. I'm trying as much as I can to stick to roads. But sometimes I'll be like in a menu checking something and I'll just go through a bush instead. One cool thing about FS19 that I don't know if many people covered this at all. You hit the escape menu or the pause button on your Xbox 360 controller or whatever, start button or whatever it is on your controller, and it doesn't stop you if you're on cruise control. You can see I'm still going 25, open up the menu, mess about, have a look at the... I wish you could reject contracts and like ask for more. Yeah, you can have a look at all the different options here in settings. Is there anything that I need to consider turning on? Easy arm controls. What are easy arm controls? No, I don't want simplified controls for cranes. I don't know what that's changed, but it's apparently changed something. So we're very nearly back at the yard, and I'm not seeing any new contracts appearing, so I may need to just reload the save very quickly once we're back there and we've got this parked up somewhere. Because I don't want to reload the save with this down the road, because it'll involve me having to tab over. And that's not necessarily something I want to be doing just now. The way this save is set up is basically... or the rules are set up, is basically like I can stop work at like 5 to 10, skip time forward a small bit, but at 10 I definitely must be finished work, even if it means stopping at 10 o'clock on the dot at night and sleep for 10 hours. And the reason behind that is otherwise I'd be sleeping 8 hours and it'd be until 6 AM and I'd be out on the go again until 10 PM. The way it currently works, I can work from 8 AM to 10 PM, and after that much work you would want 10 hours of sleep at a bare minimum. You work hard, you sleep hard, as it says in the rules. So that's something that changed in between episodes 1 and 2. I think I mentioned it in the first few minutes of this episode, but I'm just kind of saying it again because I forgot if I did say it or not, basically. I've been technically recording this for several hours now, this one episode, because I streamed in the middle of it and then had some... I then took part in Simulate's stream, because he hit me up during my stream saying, "Hey Dave, do you mind helping me with my stream?" Like, sure, why not? I have nothing better to do. Wait, I've got a video to record. That can wait. Then I had my dinner, and then I was faffing about in TeamSpeak for far too long. Basically, I am incredibly lazy. If you're new here, if you didn't know this, I apologize so much for the random crap that you will be put through on this channel. Mainly me driving through things that I shouldn't be driving through. But we are very nearly back at the yard. We still don't have any new missions generated, or contracts. I apologize. Apparently the change from missions to contracts, as the name was very last minute. So some parts of the game still refer to it as missions, including the achievements, but they are called contracts. I'm going to just drive straight up this cliff here because Placeables are derpy. Come on, up. Up you go. There you go. Can I fit the forklift? I am going to go third person here because I'm kind of curious. Can I fit the forklift in through this door? Will you fit into the... Oh yes! The forklift has its own private room. That was unexpected. Let's turn you off and just check for contracts. There are none, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game, come back in, and back with you guys in a second. Some helpful tips on the loading menu here as I'm loading back in. Pigs can eat nearly everything. That is true in real life too. You need to be very careful with pigs. You have someone in real life. There we go. Load it in. We should have, in theory, new contracts if that's the way that it works. It is the way that it works. Annoyingly, it's more harvesting contracts. But we do have one on field 6, which I think is... yeah, quite close by to the... what I can only describe as a contracting yard I'm operating. I may need to pick up more fertilizer though. The plan, by the way, is to like pay back the loan, but it's not priority number 1. Usually I put the loan as priority number 1. This is one of those rare situations where the loan is less of a priority than getting equipment, because I need the equipment to make more money. So I don't mind the loan being maxed out for now. It's just one of those things that you guys will have to deal with knowing is that I literally can't pull out any more of a loan. It's maxed out. It's going to remain maxed out for the foreseeable future, I would imagine. I can't see myself paying much back in the next definitely few episodes, possibly quite a while. Because I want to get a combine. What I'm actually missing on the farm right now. So we got a tractor, trailer, plow, cultivator, seeder, fertilizer spreader. So we definitely need to get a combine harvester. That is something we definitely need to get. A mower would be nice for sure. And yeah, some grasswork tools, a baler, maybe some sulfranos. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to run off again. Twice in one episode. I'm on a roll today. Go off again real quick. It'll be a second for you guys, a couple of minutes for me. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. That's the last break I'm going to take during the recording of this video, unless it goes much longer and I end up basically waiting until morning, because it's currently 11 PM and I need to get the last video actually edited and rendered, so I think I'm going to give myself just another half hour or so to do that. We are on field 6 now. We are fertilizing away, and is this corn? What on earth? What's a crop of sunflowers? Okay. I didn't actually know what crop this was. Also, that one set of fertilizer is still going. And we bought way back in episode 1. Even though we're in episode 2 now. Seems a lot longer for me. Because you guys have had the benefit of time lapses. And everything being condensed to be watchable. I've not. If you keep an eye on the in-game time, you get to see how long this has actually taken me, minus the breaks. So you get a better idea of the real-time cost to me. The plan with this series is, I know these 2 episodes should go up to like Tuesday and Wednesday. This is going to be a Monday, Wednesday and Friday series, because it does take me the better part of an hour to record every episode. And I'm actually laying an hour aside to record every episode. Just because I want it to be decent quality. I don't want to just have like half an hour of me talking and me calling an episode and getting nothing done. I want to get stuff done. And the only way to make sure that that happens is to set like an hour or so aside to record every episode. And I might not have that time every day with various real life stuff going on, so I'm gonna kind of limit the episodes in this to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also so that you guys don't get like overwhelmed with Estancia Lapacho videos. Or Estancia Lapacho. Still don't know which way around it is. Videos from this map, basically. I figure it's better to kind of space it out a bit and have one every second day. And then over the weekends, so that I can potentially actually take some time over the weekends to record ahead. But with the amount of time that every video is going to take, and these are the quick videos because it's fertilizing. Once I get down to the really boring stuff like plowing, which I will have to do manually, that's going to really slow progress on my side down. It should keep the videos about the same length on your side, but it's going to slow progress on my side down, so I'm kind of right now preemptively kind of making sure that I've got a couple of episodes ahead, so that if there's one episode that takes, we'll say, 4 or 5 hours to record. No, the maximum it could take is 2, because I want these videos to be about half an hour each. So the maximum it could possibly take is 2 hours. So I'm kind of preparing myself just in that off chance that it does take me 2 hours to record a video, and I can only just set that 2 hours aside, or I need to free up some time from something else to do the video, that I can get them done in a timely manner and get all the editing done, which granted is primarily just speeding up bits and cutting and speeding up and whatever, but just to make sure that I can get these videos to the quality that I'd like, because I've not got to the quality that I've wanted for a long time. I'm giving myself extra time and limiting the number of videos. Yeah, just for quality control reasons, which is something you rarely hear from me. Streams I like doing, they're fun. I can do them every day of the week, in theory. I do usually take Mondays off, just to allow myself recording time, and sometimes I don't feel like just streaming for an hour. If ever you wondered why Mondays are kind of a hit and miss with me, it's because I really... 1 hour streams are just kind of, for me, a bit too short. Because I always find, like, after an hour I'm only just getting into the stream and really hitting my stride. Whereas with a 2 hour stream I can kind of have that hour to really ramp it up, and the second hour can be me being happy with how I'm streaming. Also on Mondays I like to record, and sometimes I'll be like in the middle of a recording, like today actually, or like today for me. It is still Monday. I was mid-recording, I was like, I want to stream, which is why the first break happened. Wasn't planning on streaming, I just decided on a whim at 20 to 5, I want to stream, then had to go and break OBS apart and set it all back up and do all that kind of stuff, because I've got 2 different sets of settings for OBS now, which complicates things for me but also simplifies them comically. It means it's a bit more complicated to set up, but it makes editing and balancing sounds a lot easier, because I can just balance the voice track differently to the desktop audio track, which is precisely what I want to do. Because FS19, I've got my in-game sound set a lot higher than they used to be, because things are different. So they kind of necessarily have to be different. I'm kind of glad though that notifications aren't going through OBS right now, because I've just realized I forgot to limit the source to when it's actually selected. And if notifications are going through, if somebody were to subscribe right now, you get the stream notification. Sound, at least. You wouldn't get the visuals because I'm actually in a different scene. I don't think 900 liters of fertilizer is going to be enough to do the rest of this field, but we're going to try. Because we need to try, because I'm being cheap, and this is the only way to make money right now. So we are back down to 4 grand, but we are making money. We have made money. We've got a cedar on top of what we had before. We can now take more contracts if they come available. Like right now, I think we're limited to just... Yeah, we've still got the fertilizing and mainly harvesting contracts, which are a bit of a pain, having the harvesting contracts without a combine. I may try and figure something out to allow us to do those within the rules. I'm not going to cheat money in, but I'm going to see if there's a... going to read through the rules that I created and see if I can find a loophole that I've accidentally left. I don't think I did, though. Because the only way I could make the money to buy a combine is to sell off equipment that I already got. And that is actually tempting, because if I were to sell off the seeder, the cultivator, and the plow, because we don't get many missions for those, I would be able to buy the combine, which would allow me to do the harvesting missions that actually make quite a tidy profit of those. So I'm kind of in two minds as to whether I even bought the right equipment to begin with. Is there anything else I could sell off? Or buy? Because there's no placeables or anything that'll make me money immediately. I mean, I could go with horses because they are the most profitable animal in the game, but I'd need an animal trailer, which... Let's price out horses real quick. So I would need... No rule against me doing this, which is kind of funny. Left that loophole. 50,000 plus 5,000 for the horse. So that's 55,000 plus 16,000, which brings me up to 71,000. This is expensive. I then need oats, which would be 72,400, and probably at least 2 hay bales, which would be 1,300, 72,000. I make it 72,600 to get into horses. Bare minimum, using the feet to drag everything around. And also equipment that is not necessarily meant to be used in ways that I would want to use it. And that's just for one horse. And then it would be 10 minutes a day of riding the horse to get it up. 10 minutes a day in game. Or 10... It's kind of difficult to describe the horse method. 10 minutes real time per in-game day riding the horse over, I think it's 5 days. Might be 7. To get it up to 5 stars. And at 5 stars, I make 50,000 euro every single time. Is it worth that? I think I've completed the contract. I have completed the contract. I'm wasting money. Is it worth spending that amount of money to get that together? The answer is I don't know. Is it worth spending, let's just round up a bit for ease, 80 grand, which I don't have, I'm at 11 grand, to get basically 1 horse, maybe 2. And then there's the time investment where I could be doing contracts, but if the contracts aren't nice, then I won't be making money anyway. I kind of think that maybe horses might be worth it. Because there is no rule saying I have to own workable land before I can get animals. I just have to feed them. And if I were to feed horses with... the problem with food, though. Because I'd also, I've just realised, need a water trailer, which adds another... between 9.5 and 25,000. So let's say 9.5, 10 grand. So basically 90 grand to get started with 1 horse. To make 50,000 but once I get through 2 horses, I'm suddenly in profit. Assuming the one set of food would do 2 horses. Because then, like, once you hit 10,000 of extra investment into the horses, it suddenly becomes, oh, I need 3 horses. It is increasing returns, but at the beginning it is kind of like, is it worth going with this so early? Just because I can get one big payday reasonably quickly, and I don't think it is right now. I think I'm better off, definitely until I can get harvesting missions on the go. Harvesting contracts. How much could I, hang on. How much is the combine? 84,000 plus, I'm basically going to need both headers. 27, so that brings me up to 110, 111,000. Say 130,000 for the harvester and both headers. And setting this off would be 10, 15, 25,000. Which still leaves me a long way short, so I am better off being limited on missions on contracts right now without the harvester than to get the harvester and being, well, I can't afford the harvester, so it's kind of a moot point, but I'm better off being a bit limited now and maybe having more contracts available later than, you know, having the harvester now and having fewer contracts available later. Especially seeing as there are the transport contracts, which I can do kind of willy-nilly from supermarket to harbour. Where's the supermarket? You know what, I guess the supermarket's probably in the town, so that'd be a fairly short contract to do. So I might start off with that next time, but that is going to do it for today. I need to run and get a video done. I need to finish off the first episode. So I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching the Insanity Challenge Mark II in Farming Simulator 19. We've not had the best of starts, but I think we're starting to move into a position where we can start making money. This bradle is going to be our moneymaker for quite a while. Fertilizer emissions are always coming up. So this is probably, I know that it's quite big and quite expensive at, is it 34,000 I spent on this? 39,000, so 40 grand base. You can of course extend it and get a bit more capacity and extend the width to get a bit more working with. But base, you're looking at 40 grand. Now I've not made the money back on this yet, I don't think. I've made about 15,000-20,000, so I'm halfway there. Downside is it does go through fertilizer quite quickly, and if I get a lime contract, I can't do it yet because well, I could, but I need to buy pallets, which are annoying. You cannot fill from the lime sell point thing. What's it called? Lime station? Yeah, you can't fill from the lime station directly into a spreader. You have to fill into a normal trailer, which would mean I'd have to bring this up and down probably 6 or 7 times and then get like a skid steer or something in order to fill the bradle, which I don't have and which would cost another probably 50 grand. How much is a skid steer? 35 plus for 39,000, so it would cost the same amount as the bradle itself. That wouldn't be too bad of an investment to basically double the amount of contracts it could take. But again, moot point because I can't afford it right now. But that is going to do it for now. I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching the Insanity Challenge Mark II in Farming Simulator 19. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, leave your comments down below on what you think I should try and do next. Obviously, there's a lot of limitations, so maybe you might not have many ideas. I've got a few that I might try out, but really we're kind of limited to fertilizing right now unless we get a plowing contract very soon. Until next time, and also like and subscribe, I almost forgot that. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.